If a person has ever told you that you should refuse to submit to a breathalyzer test after being arrested for a DUI, you should ignore that person because that's the exact wrong information. Indiana has what's known as an implied consent law. This means that in exchange for operating a motor vehicle on Indiana's highways, you agree that if an officer has probable cause to believe that you've operated a vehicle while intoxicated, you will submit to a certified chemical test. Failure to submit to the certified chemical test can and will result in a suspension of your driving privileges. There are two types of certified chemical tests in the state of Indiana: a certified breath test and a certified blood test. Certified breath test involves blowing into a stationary machine, usually at a jail or a police station, which measures grams of alcohol per 210 liters of the person's breath. You also need to be aware that this certified test is different from any portable field test that they had you submit to. So even if you take a breathalyzer test at the scene when you're arrested, you still need to submit to the certified breath test at the police station or the jail. A certified blood test involves a qualified individual, usually a nurse or an EMT, taking a sample of your blood and measuring the amount of alcohol in it per 100 milliliters of blood. The test itself is supposed to test whole blood, but in certain circumstances, serum blood will be tested to give a preliminary readout. Now, while you are authorized by law to choose which of these two tests you want to take, you cannot refuse to take a test. Refusing to take a test will result in a suspension of your driving privileges for at least 1 year, but not more than 2 years. The way that suspension has been broken down is if you have no previous convictions for operating while intoxicated, the suspension is 1 year, and if you have a previous operating while intoxicated conviction, it's a 2-year suspension of your driving privileges. This suspension is in addition to any suspension that you might receive for operating while intoxicated, and that suspension remains even if you're found to be not guilty of drunk driving after a trial. Even if you refuse to take a certified chemical test at the time of your arrest, it may still be possible to get your driving privileges reinstated earlier than the 1-year suspension. If you've been arrested for a DUI case and you've been accused of failing to submit to a certified chemical test, call me today at area code 317-989-1129 and we can discuss the options that you have for getting your driving privileges back.